So this is also included. I've just after National Water Supply and Sanitation Program, you have this Jal Shakti Abhiyan, JSA. This is also included under the water program. Okay, so we can just go through it. So this is before the minimum needs program in your notes. So here when we say it is a collaborative effort of various union ministries and state governments being coordinated by Department of Water and Sanitation. So we see like union ministries and state governments, okay, they coordinate for the welfare of this water sanitation. So the Jal Shakti Abhiyan, JSA, is a time-bound mission mode water conservation campaign. So this was mainly developed to maintain the water or to conserve or to store the water. So the JSA will run in two phases, that is phase 1, phase 2. From 1st July to 15 September it was started 2019 from all states and union territories. Phase 2 from 1st October to 30th November 2019. So now it is over. Focus area, it is water stress districts, that is 256 and blocks 1592. So the areas, okay, where there was scarcity of water only, this was mainly focused. Okay, so aspects when we see, they conserve water and rainwater harvesting, renovation of traditional and other water bodies or tanks. So making sure if there is any leakage or breakage, okay, so renovation to be done of the water body so there is no leakage of water. Reuse of water and recharging of structures such as borewell. So watershed development, intensive forestation. So forestation helps in the water, right? So making sure that planting more of trees so there would be rainfall. So rainfall again, water rain, from the rain the water can be reserved. Okay, so focusing on these aspects and special intervention, water conservation efforts will also be implemented with special interventions such as development of block and district water conservation plans, then promotion of efficient water use for irrigation, better choice of crops through Krishi Vigyan Kendras. So making sure, so development of block and district water. So they made sure that, through which the water can be conserved, then developing various plans, promotion of efficient water use for irrigation. Okay, so for irrigation again, how well the water can be used, then better choice of crops through Krishi Vigyan Kendras. So choosing better crops which will give good yielding. So these are all the various things that is being concentrated in Jal Shakti Abhiyan. Then we have seen MNP. Then after MNP, now we will go into National Diabetes Control Program. So concentrating on National Diabetes Control Program, we know that diabetes is a inherited chronic disease, or it is also acquired deficiency in production of insulin by the pancreas or in its effects. Okay, so if the insulin is not produced from the pancreas, we know that it leads to chronic disease called as diabetes, and it is also inherited genetic predisposition. So in one form, the pancreas fails to produce the insulin that is essential for survival. However, non-insulin dependent diabetes is much more common. People who are not dependent on insulin also are much more. And then in this form of diabetes occurs principally in adults, result from bodily inability to respond properly to the action of insulin. When the body is not able to respond properly to the insulin, then it can lead to again diabetes. Then malnutrition related diabetes also have been described from some developing countries like India. Malnutrition, again, some people skip morning eating, or when they are not able to provide adequate food, again malnutrition also becomes one of the cause. That's why it is important that you balance and you have your food properly. Otherwise that also becomes a predisposition where a person can develop diabetes. Okay, then talking about the burden of disease, so we'll get to know the census. So diabetes is a large part global, it is a global epidemic of non-communicable disease. It has become a major public health challenge globally. This disease affects 6.6, which is 285 million people of the world population in the year 20 to 79 among. Okay, it started population, if you see, from 20 years to 79 years of age group are affected with this. According to the International Diabetic Federation, this number is exposed to grow to 380 million by 2025. So now almost it is 285 million. So when they do the census, in the 2025, they say it might go to 380 million. Okay, so program based on these alarming figures, Government of India started National Diabetes Control Program on pilot basis during 7th 5-year plan 1987 in some district of Tamil Nadu, J and K and Karnataka, Okay, Tamil Nadu they have started, and Jammu and Kashmir and Karnataka. But due to paucity of funds in subsequent years, this program could not be expanded further in remaining years. So though they started in Jammu Kashmir, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, because of the lack of fund, they were not able to establish it or further expand it. A sum of 12 lakh during 95 to 96 was allocated for the program. So 12 lakhs was given in the year 95 to 96, 97 to 98, an allocation of 1 crore was made, but still we lack in the funds. So what are the main objectives of this National Diabetes Control Program? We know that to prevent diabetes among the high risk, okay, identification of high risk subject and early intervention in the form of health education. So giving them health education, okay, then to get early diagnosis. So first, finding out, then health education primary, and then you find out secondary level, you go do diagnosis, so early treatment can be given, so it decreases the morbidity and mortality rate with reference to the high risk group. Thirdly, to prevent any acute and chronic metabolic, cardiovascular, renal, other complications of the disease. So we know that it affects the eyes, it affects the kidney, it affects retinopathy, neuropathy, nephropathy. Okay, so all these pathies can be prevented if it is early identified and treated. And then to provide equal opportunity for physical attainment and scholastic achievement for the diabetic patients. So it is good to concentrate on the diabetic patients also to increase their longevity and prevent them from complications. Then to provide rehabilitation partially or totally for handicapped diabetic patients, so they can concentrate. Sometimes it leads to blindness completely. So providing with rehabilitation also for these people are the objective of the program. Okay, so this is about the introduction, burden of disease, program and objective. Next we will go to polio eradication pulse polio program. So we know at present the India stands where the polio has been eradicated. So introduction with the global initiative of eradication of polio in 1988, following World Health Assembly resolution in 1988, pulse polio immunization program was launched in India in 95. So in India, pulse polio program was launched in the year 1995. Children in the age group of 0 to 5 years administered polio drops during national subnational immunization rounds in high-risk area every year. Around 172 million children are immunized during each immunization day. So we see immunization day has been scheduled as per that. We have at various spots also, right, like schools, then PHC, then visiting to the homes is done. Apart from that, bus stations, railway stations, all these areas, so the mother does not skip the child from getting vaccinated. Objectives to achieve 100% coverage under oral polio vaccine program. So under this program we should be able to cover total 100%, and then to immunize children through improved social mobilization, plan mop-up operations in areas where polio virus has almost disappeared, and maintain high level of morale among the public. So to immunize the children even at the localest of areas, that's why we do, or the remotest place where they can come, or health visitors go and they give. So these are the objectives. They are talking about the achievements of pulse polio program. India has been certified polio free in March 2014. So in the month of March 2014, it has been declared that India has been free from polio. So this achievement is a major milestone in the path of polio eradication, but ultimate goal is to eradicate polio from the whole world. So still the aim is to eradicate completely from all of the world. So in the year you can just see how much of cases was there, number of districts. Then you also see from 2012 itself there was cases of 0, and from number of districts, so that you can just go through. Okay, and then steps taken by the government to maintain polio free status in India. So now we will see what was the various steps that Indian government had to take to maintain 0 level of polio. So maintaining community immunity through high quality of national subnational polio rounds each year. So they made sure that there was polio rounds each year. Okay, so through quality of national and subnational polio rounds. So in nationally within the nation itself, okay, they had various rounds, okay, and checking out, giving good surveillance and finding out, and then extremely high level of vigilance through surveillance across the country for any important or circulation of polio virus, and VDP is being maintained. So making sure, you know, that complete eradication of the polio virus is being done. So again, close surveillance. So first one is they gave maintaining community immunity. So the community itself was immunized by the quality national and subnational rounds. Second one, we see that there is a complete surveillance that was done, close monitoring. Thirdly, we see environmental surveillance. Sewage sampling has been established to detect polio virus transmission. So, you know, if environmental sanitation is not done, they have said that through the research also they have found out, okay, sewage sampling, that they also transmit this polio virus as a surrogative indicator of the progress, as well as for any programmatic interventions strategically in Mumbai, Delhi, Patna, Kolkata, Punjab and Gujarat. So making sure that environmental hygiene is maintained, and then, you know, all this area also, it was, you know, interventions were carried out in Mumbai, Delhi, Patna, Kolkata, Punjab and Gujarat, and all states and union territories in the country have developed a rapid response team to report or respond to any polio outbreak. So it was also awareness of the community to immediately report of any polio virus. And then we see an emergency preparedness and response plan has also been developed by all states, indicating steps to be undertaken in case of detection of polio virus. So emergency prepared. So now how they do it for COVID, right? Any one case, immediately they go and they quarantine the whole apartment if it is found in one apartment. Okay, so like that, you know, people were prepared, emergency, any kind, any case was treated. You know, they made sure that detection was done of the polio case, so that, you know, early treatment can be given by all the states. They were also very alert. Then it reduces risk of important from neighboring countries. Okay, so importation from one country. That's what happened in COVID. So people didn't recognize, and WHO did not give any alarm, though China told that it is pandemic. Okay, so WHO kept quiet. So that's why we see the consequence where USA has withdrawn from WHO. So here again they made sure, okay, to reduce risk of importation from neighboring countries, international border vaccination is being provided through continuous vaccination team. So they made sure that through vaccination, whenever people come from one place to another place, okay, so they made sure that everybody were given to all the eligible children around the clock. Okay, those are provided through special booths set up at the international borders that India shares with Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal and Myanmar. So these are all our neighboring countries. So made sure that, you know, whenever a child would come, they would make sure that the child would be given polio vaccine before they enter into the India. Okay, before they enter into our nation, India. Then Government of India has issued guidelines for mandatory requirement of polio vaccination to all international travelers before their departure from India to polio affected countries, namely Afghanistan, Nigeria, Pakistan, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, Syria and Cameroon. The mandatory requirement is effective for travels from 1st March 2014. Okay, so we see that how guidelines has been given by Indian government for the requirement of polio vaccination to all the international travelers before their departure from India. Okay, from India when they move to other countries which are infected by the polio. So other countries, like all these countries, what they have developed. So this was started from, it became effective from 1st March 2014. So we know that March 2014 is when India was declared to be free from the polio. So they made sure whenever people travel that they had knowledge that they should be provided with the vaccination. Then a rolling emergency stock of OPV, oral polio vaccine, is being maintained to respond to detection and importation of wild polio virus or emergence of circulating vaccine derived polio virus. So emergency stock of OPV was done, okay, either of two types. One is wild polio virus, another one is, emergency of circulating vaccine derived polio virus. So the polio virus which was derived from the vaccine, and the wild polio virus. So two types which was always all kept ready, WPV and VDPV. Next, National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization, that is NTAGI, has recommended injectable polio vaccine introduction is an additional dose along with third dose of DPT in the entire country in the last quarter of 2015 as a part of polio end game strategy. So here we see that National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization, they have recommended injectable. Okay, so oral polio vaccine we give through the mouth. So here it is injectable, which is an injection. So it is given as an additional dose with third dose of DPT in the entire country last quarter of 2015 as a part of polio end game strategy. So where they wanted to end this polio, so it was also given as as injection. Okay, so these are the 9 steps taken by government to maintain free polio status in India. Okay, so with that we are finishing polio eradication pulse program, and you should know when the program was started and then when it was totally eradicated, March 2014, what were the objective and what are the various achievements that has been done in the year. Please go through that and what are the steps that are taken.